So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalam wa rahmatullah. Buongiorno a tutti. I am very happy to be here today and to take part to these important events here in Aswan to make the point on scientific cooperation between Italy and Egypt. And I am very confident that this important conference will be an opportunity to create new opportunities for cooperation. We have a very dense program, so I will start soon. I have the pleasure of introducing the first keynote presentation, Professor Mohamed Abdel Maksoud, Head of the Pharaonic Sector, Supreme Council of Antiquities. The presentation is The Eastern Gate of Egypt. Thank you, Professor.
Good morning, dear colleagues and friends. I am very happy to be in Aswan, and I'm deeply thankful the Italian embassy and my friend Franco and Dina also for this invitation. And I represent today the Supreme Council for a work of more than 20 years in the North Sinai, the area which I am working. We know this area as the Eastern Gate of Egypt. I will try to represent for you 3 or 4 sites in an area of 25 kilometers. We did a lot of excavation in this area, and this is the first Egyptian excavation, and after we started to work in collaboration with other missions, French, American, and even Polish mission also. Okay. This card indicates the position of Sinai. The card indicates the position of Sinai, especially North Sinai, the area between Kantara and Rafah or Gaza. This place called in the ancient record the Whale of Horus. The most important site in this area, the site of Tal Hibwa. This is the distance between the Suez Canal and the site about 3 kilometers. I will explain the area between the Suez Canal and Rafah, the border of Gaza. In this area we excavated, and too much Egyptian excavation concentrated in this angle here in this part, which we now call it Sahl-Tina, the valley of the mud, which one branch of the Nile was passing by this area. This photo indicates the dune and the valley of the mud, this part, this triangle, Kantara and Pelusium and Port Said. This part, only mud, and this is the dune, and this is the gate of Egypt. The Egyptian record indicates that the gate of Egypt started when you see the difference between the mud and the sand, or the green and yellow. The green because this area was cultivated, and yellow because this is only mud. This photo indicates the site of Hibwa 1, Hibwa 2, 2 important sites discovered in this area in 1980, not far from the Suez Canal. This is the Suez Canal. This is the Suez Canal. And this is Hibwa 1 and Hibwa 2. The cap indicates the archaeological site in North Sinai, between Kantara and Kantara and Rafah. All this part. This is the archaeological site. Most of the archaeological sites in North Sinai belonging to the New Kingdom. The history of this area for the archaeological work started with a very important investigation survey happened in this area in 1984 when we asked our friend Bruno Marcolongo, between us here today, this picture or this cat already he did this work since more than 20 years. And I think it will be a big surprise for him today to see the result of his work today. Because when we started, we have our knowledge about the branch of the Nile, the beluvial branch of the Nile was very, very little information. Some information come to this area through the archaeological work of the Israelis when they occupied Sinai, which is completely wrong because they discovered canal. And they tried to explain that this canal was the traces of the branch of the Nile, but we discovered that this canal was the traces of the military charge of the Israeli army. But Bruno, when he started his work, he discovered the traces of the branch of the Nile, the branch below the branch. This is here with blue. When he started the discovery, we did not discover our site Tal Hibwa. He discovered the places of the branch of the Nile, and after our work to discover the archaeological site. Why this work was very important? Because from archaeological point of view, if you discover the branch of the Nile, you must discover the archaeological site. And this is the gate of Egypt. The gate of Egypt divided in two sides, and the branch of the Nile between the two sides. And now I will try to explain our work of 20 years in this area to fix it what is discovered by our friend Bruno Marcolongo. I hope that Bruno will stand us. I wanted to salute him because he discovered something good. Thank you, Bruno, and you will see the result now of your work. This is the map of the branch also of the Nile which connect the site of Tal Hibwa and the important site of Tal Daba, the capital of the Hyksos. If you discover the branch of the Nile, you must discover crocodile. When we started to investigate or to check some survey in the traces which discovered by Bruno, we discovered the crocodile. The picture shows a head of a crocodile discovered in the places which discovered by Bruno Marcolongo. This is a crocodile. Now I return back to the Egyptian record. The Egyptian record in the temple of Karnak is a very important inscription of the battle of King Seti the First. King Seti the First, in his way to Egypt, he returned back. Israel counted him. This waiting for him, and this is the branch of the Nile. The branch of the Nile, and this is the gate of Egypt. Different complex of building 1, 2, 3, and even there's a bridge over the Nile. Our work to discover all these complexes, the gate of Egypt. The area now called Kantara, this is being used cross bridge. In the ancient time of New Kingdom, it was a bridge over the Nile. Now we have the bridge over the Suez Canal. This is the bridge, and this is the divided water of the Nile. And we are called crocodile, and this is sweet water, this is salt water, which is the Mediterranean. Different important fortresses in this way, about 11 fortresses. In front of each fortress you have a wheel, you have for water, but the most important fortification in this road, or not fortification, the city, because of the capital of the area, it was Chao, this place. This is during too much time it was just imagination. Most of the archaeology did not accept that this exists in North Sinai because nobody discovered any fortification. The first fortification discovered close to Al-Arish, it was by the University of Mongolian University, which they discovered small fortification just to supply the Egyptian army. But the archaeological work to discover Charo started in the beginning when they started to dig to the Suez Canal. It started by the French expedition of the Suez Canal Company, and the result it was not good result, and the site identified by Alan Gardner in another site. But after the war of 6 October, the site discovered by the Egyptian army, because the Egyptian army, when they crossed the Suez Canal, the soldier or the general of the army in this place wanted to choose a place to make defense for the Egyptian army. They chose the same place which the Egyptian army in pharaonic time they chose, the same site. This is why we discovered the site. It was the beginning when we discovered. I was the first archaeologist informed by the army that this is archaeological site in this place, and from this point we started the story. Different presentation for all the Egyptian forces in North Sinai to protect Egypt in the ways of Horus. The first one here, Charo. It's 3 complex, not only one foot, and after you have 11 forces, the last one it was Gaza. This is just cartoon pointed to explain the important site of Tel Hewa, Hewa 1, Hewa 2, Hewa 3, because there are different sites, not only one site. It's a complex of sites, and each site there are fortifications inside the site. Hewa 1, Hewa 2, which I exposed today, and another site to the road. The beginning of when we excavate Tel Hewa, we discovered a very important fortification, a big wall of 12 meters. This wall was patented. Inside there are 2 walls. First wall, the second one, and attached to this wall a skin wall to protect the first one. This is the wall. This is the foundation of the most important fortification in Egypt. The diameter of this wall about 800 meters by 400 meters, built of mud brick directly on sand. A huge fortification like that represents the center of the Egyptian army in this period, not only to defend Egypt, no. It's a center for the Egyptian army. The excavation started to progress in this area. This is the wall of the fortification. This is built directly itself. And inside the city, the magazine temple, which is very, very important, because it was the area where the stock of all the Egyptian army, about more than the 200 silo of grenade for the Egyptian army, or magazines also. The name of this city, it was Khetem of Charo. Khetem means a place where you stamp the things. Stamp is to make stock. There was stock for all the army. The Egyptian army, before any battle in the east, they make a point of control, collect all the army from Egypt, arrive to this point of Charo, and after they go directly to the east, like Magirtu and Kadesh, during Ramses II, the third. It was a very important time in the history, in the Egyptian record. Just now I wanted to represent the wall, the different wall of the fortification, about 12 meter double wall here, and here also. Inside the city we started to excavate. In the north, the excavation comes up with a very important granaries and magazines. In the south is occupied by the temples, but we are here in different periods, not only one period, from pharaonic, New Kingdom, or Middle Kingdom. We started recently, we discovered something, Hyksos, and New Kingdom, and 26 dynasties for this complex of temples. Also in the north part, we discovered the palace in the end of 19th dynasty and the beginning also late second intermediate period and the beginning of New Kingdom. Also aerial photograph for the south part of the city, which we have different fortification 1, 2, 3, and inside this is the result of the excavation of the second intermediate period. This is to see in detail. Even we have wall, these are walls here of the second intermediate period, and this is the temple of 26 dynasty. We have 2 temples, and here a curved temple, a palace also. Also, we discovered a part of the palace of King City the First. It's very difficult, the excavation in this area, because the area covered during the cleaning of the Suez Canal, covered with the water of the Suez Canal, which destroyed many buildings of the site. In this building, the rest of this building, only one brick of mud brick. This is very difficult for the archaeologists which excavate in this area. We discovered also a horse of Hyksos horse, the second intermediate period, which is very important to discover the horse in the east in Sharo. I think this is the first horse arrived to Egypt, and now this horse in the museum of Al-Arish. The work started to progress. We discovered some inscription at the beginning, which is very difficult to discover inscription in North Sinai. This is the beginning, 2 stela of King Nasi. This king is very important for the foundation of the Hyksos Royaume in Egypt, in the east, because we think that the Hyksos, before they occupied Egypt, they prepare to attack Egypt and to arrive to the north, and after they are going to the delta, and after they enter Makfor. But the beginning of the Exodus was in this area of North Sinai. The excavation of the eastern, of the western wall of the city, we discovered something very important, a cachet of 2 statues and 2 stela. One the statue with the name of Charo. Now we are sure that we are on the side of Charo. The autograph of Charo here, it must be the most old autograph for Charo. I think this is in the time of the Hyksos, which explains that Charo exists in the time of the Hyksos, which is very important to explain that when the Hyksos occupied Egypt, they built a very important fortification in this part of Charo, in Kantara, which King Ahmose attacked before the battle of the siege of Charo in Daba Avaris, which is very important at point. This is a stela discovered with the name of Queen Tani, which is very important, with a statue also, the same statue. Now we arrive to the most important document in the British Museum. This document explains that when King Ahmose started to prepare to liberate Egypt, King Ahmose attacked a very important site in North Sinai, in the gate of Egypt, the site called Charo. At the beginning, when they discovered this device, nobody understand where the position of Charo. But now it is sure that Charo exists in the period of the Hyksos period because of this device. Now we understand that the level of the Hyksos in Tal Hebwa in Charo in North Sinai exist and liberated by King Ahmose the First. This is the name of the Charo. The day when King Ahmose entered Charo before the siege of the capital of the Hyksos. Very important also pieces discovered in the site of Tel Heba with the name of Charo also, because to indicate that this is Charo you must find also the name of the city exists. This is from the time of King Ahmose III. Using the name of Charo, it was the, I think, a facade of a temple or a residence, but with the name of Charo. This is the name of Charo. I think the name here was changed from Ahmose III to Hatshepsut, I think. This is what we are doing now, because there are some changes made here in this cartouche, and this one also. But it's a very, very important object discovered in Tel Heba. Another statue discovered in Heba with the commander Basser, with his wife Hinut. This is discovered also in Tel Heba, also from the dynasty. Another statue being the name of Charo also in the temple of Horus in Heba 1. All these pieces with the name of Charo explain very well that we discovered the right position of Charo in the gate of Egypt. Some pottery imported from outside Egypt, Syria, and Cypriot, and even the pottery of the Hyksos, pottery also discovered in the site from Syria and Cypriot, pottery in Syria. Jar stamped with the name of Ahmose III and Ahmose I also discovered in the site, which explain that each king must stay some days in Charo before any military campaign in the east of Egypt to lead the Egyptian army. This sort of pottery is a pottery of spinning, so we discovered many objects like that before the soldiers, when they know war, they build that they will make agriculture and they make spinning also on the site. Different mirrors discovered at the site, and at the beginning, what is the relation between metal bronze mirror like that in a military site? I think the army used this mirror to sign between the different forces in North Sinai, because sometimes this mirror covered with gold to make sign between different fortification in North Sinai, because they live in fortification, they must communicate. They communicate by sign, I think, or sort of mirror like that in very large quantity. It must be for another use than decoration or than decor or toilet. Now we turn back to the main inscription of Karnak. This is the place which we discovered at the beginning, and this is the place where we discovered the crocodile. And now we are moving to this point, which we excavate after. And this is the branch also indicated by Bruno Montuno. This is the site of Heba 1, the position of the site of Heba 1. Now we started to use technology for the work. At the beginning of the excavation of Heba 1, we started to excavate without geophysics, but when we started to excavate in Heba 2, we started to use this system with Thomas Erfish from Polish University, and the result, it was very important result to indicate the wall of the fortification. It was very soon we indicate two fortifications. This is one fortification, very big, and this is the second one, and we will see the result. This is very clear. This is the beginning. You can see here very clear the places of the Egyptian army when they occupied the site. This is why the army informed us after the war of 6 October that this site was archaeological site, and they stopped, and we arrived and we started to discover a very important fortification. Why we suppose that this is the gate of Egypt. North Sinai from Kantara to Rafah to Gaza, this is the gate of Egypt. But the board of this gate, it was Kantara, it was Charo in this place. The gate about 14 meters here, but the wall 20 meters wide, 400 meters by 300 meters. It's a very important fortification. This fortification of 26th dynasty, but this fortification of New Kingdom city, the first, two fortifications. The Nagari, the temple, another Nagari, is the wall of fortification, the very, imagine how many millions and millions of mud brick the Egyptian army started to use to build this fortification, about 12 meters high, I think. Yes. This is the gate of Egypt. The most important building inside this fortification, it was a palace with temple. This palace built of mud brick, magazine, royal magazine, stamped, even the bricks stamped with the name of Ramses II, and this is the first also, and even the magazine built with bricks, from huge complex. And this is the final result of the big building of the palace and the temple. Here the palace and this part. 45 palace. Inside this building we discovered a very important limestone inscription in the name of Thutmose II, which is very important because this king ruled Egypt 4 years, and he made a very important complex with in the ways of Horus and North Sinai. This is explain the importance of this city. Also King Ramses II also. It's about this about Theton, which explains that it was one by one. Also linked, scribed with the name of city the second, dedicated to city the first. Also the name of Charo is cartouche of city the first. So city the first, the beginning of the time of city the first, which explains that the inscription of Karnak was true because we discovered the name of the city at the beginning of his time to rule Egypt. City second also big cartouche in a big jar used for the army. Another also piece with the name of Ramses II. Very important, two jump for law and dented, inscribed with the name of King City, with King Ramses II. It is very important to see that it's color, which explains that this temple was very important. I think that the Egyptian wanted to build a very important temple for very important residents in the north, like Abu Simbel in the south, because if we compare between the two sites, it is very important. You enter Egypt, Egypt exposed very important thing, not only military fortification, but they expose something. You enter state. You feel from the beginning that you are not enter simple site, you enter something very important. Also this is another door jump was inscribed with the name of Ramses II, which explains that the building was very huge. Also we discovered the stela with the name of King Ramses I in front of the god Set, Lord of Avaris. Avaris is the capital of Charo. This is explains the importance of this place. Each king who must find something belonging to him. Always we discover for each king in Egypt something in Charo in the beauty of Egypt. This is the famous ceramic of New Kingdom. Famous ceramic of New Kingdom. And now we turn back to the final result of what we discovered in North Sinai. We discovered now this building, F1, this building, F1, 2, and here we discovered by Bruno Marcolongo the branch of the Nile, here, and the crocodile. Now we are sure that we discovered the eastern gate of Egypt, which is a very important discovery of Egypt, of the Supreme Council of Antiquities. The work is continue there in this area to progress, something belonging to the Middle Kingdom. Now I try to pass quickly for another site, Tannelburg. It is the place excavated by Egyptian American mission, and they discovered the second fortification in the West of Horus, about 100 meters by 100 meters. During the work of the Salam Canal in North Sinai, this is the Salvage project. Even they discovered the ditch around this building to protect the fortification. Inside this ditch, they discovered inscription for Charo and also horses. This is the blocks described with the name of Charo. Now that it's clear that building this site not far from Charo. Another site discovered by the Franco-Egyptian mission of Sorbonne University, Dominique Balbel, and the North Sinai expedition. They discovered residence, Ramesside residence in the about 20 kilometers from the Suez Canal, which explain this is the traces of the residence. Only one creek, which explains it was very difficult to work in this area. This is the traces of this building. Now we turn back to another period. This is the Ptolemaic period and the Greco-Roman period in North Sinai, also in Tel Abu Seba, not far from the Suez Canal, about 4 kilometers from the Suez Canal. This is the big fortification of Ptolemaic, which is the Roman one. Also excavated by Egyptian mission, and they discovered the very important fortification in this site. This is the Roman one, and this is the Ptolemaic one. This site was used during the occupation of this area as a military site. They destroyed many parts of the site. This is also a model to see the fortification of the Roman fortification of Tel Abu Seba. Now we are moving to 26 dynasty fortification discovered by Ibn Gordon University and excavated by Egyptian mission. You see this is very huge wall, about 25 meters the wall, with matrices of 14 meters. This place called Tal al-Kidwa. All this part, the wall of the fortification, which is very, very huge. The work still continues in this by Egyptian mission in this fortification. Now we are moving to the Franco-Egyptian mission in North Sinai. Also, they discovered 3 fortifications in the site of Canal here. This fortification here. Yes, the plan is very well. This fortification discovered by Franco-Egyptian mission. Now we are moving to the famous city of Pelusium in the north. The fortress of Pelusium, about 400 meters by 400 meters by 200 meters. This fortification, Islamic fortification, built in the top of Roman, another fortification which belonged to the Roman 3rd century. This is area photograph to the fortification of Pelusium, built of red bricks, and this is the Basilica of Pelusium, and this is the Roman theater of Pelusium fortification. 3 gates or 4 gates for the beautification. And there's a poster photograph. I hope to see something coming from Italy for us in Hotel Helwa, I hope. This is also for area photograph for type of illusion, and the Basilica of Orobian form of illusion is a unique in Egypt. I think it's the only one. This basilica in Egypt, because the form of this basilica lies across here. And this is the Roman bath of Jerusalem, the gate for the fortification, wall of the fortification. I'm sorry because I'm going fast. This is the Roman bath of the north part of Jerusalem, which is a very important mosaic discovered of Jerusalem in the 3rd century. Good luck for the builder, the man who built or who decided to build the Roman bath. Geometric and geometric design for this mosaic. Now this mosaic in the Museum of Larish in North Sinai. Also geometric design mosaic. Another mosaic discovered by Franco-Egyptian, Polish and Egyptian mission, which is very important. I hope that I expose something about the eastern gate of Egypt, even the Ayam in the south. Thank you very much.